day, viewers. My name is Alex Akemotubo, and I welcome you to this wonderful day where we'll be talking to very distinguished personalities that walked into the studio today. So once again, welcome to Matters Arising. Today, it's still worry to the world, and of course, as you know, WAFFI TV here, our interest is you. So here we are today. We want to talk about what is trending in IYC. Yes, IYC is the Ijaw Youth Council, and today is going to be the IYC National, which is worldwide. And as you are aware, the issues of elections were in the electionary process, and now with the elections won't start for IYC, and then 18th and 19th they don't book up saying that be the time for the elections to take place. So we deem it fit to call some of the leading candidates or aspirants, as the case may be, and talk with them. And today in our studio, we have one very wonderful and dogged comrade. There's this saying not be comrade, but I believe saying a comrade. And the struggle, somebody that has always desired to lead, the Ijaw people. That is what we see, that is what we observe from afar. And today, we have the privilege and honor to have comrade Jonathan Lopobre. Comrade Jonathan Lopobre, you're welcome to
Nice to be in the midst.
Good morning. Good morning. We also have a former spokesman of Ijaw Youth Council worldwide, a dogged one at that, barrister Owopele, JP Owopele is in the studio with us today. Owopele, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
It's been a while, sir.
Don't the
All right, now so it be like this. So we go just touchlight some matters. But before we go enter seriously into the issues, we go like profile Comrade Jonathan. Comrade Jonathan, what we hear you talk? Who are you? Who is Comrade Jonathan Lopobre?
this guy is seated before you is just a guy from a very humble background.
Okay.
From a clan called Omo Clan
Okay.
in the central zone of the Ijaw Nation, located in Bayelsa. By God's grace, I'm a trained sociologist. I am a businessman, family man. I also have a farm that I run as my business side also. Yeah. Today, in the race to be president of the Ijaw Youth Council worldwide for a second time. Why am I in the race for a second time?
Okay, no, we'll get there. We'll get there. We just want our viewers to get to know you before we set the ball rolling as to what's going to be happening. Now, we've had him now. He's an Ijaw man, a confirmed one. Sociologist by profession. And he's also a farmer, side hustle. But go tell us the real one, Chaba. I know say. But he's a nice guy, Now, sir, IYC National, worldwide. I understand that this is not the first time you are contesting for that office. What's the driving force? What's pushing you? Why do you decide you're a businessman? Because it's not been easy, most especially relating to youth activities and all of that. A businessman, why do you need to come to IYC for you to? What's happening? What's the push?
First, I would say that the Ijaw Youth Council has been the springboard upon which all of us rose.
Okay.
When you use a ladder to climb, it's important that that ladder is strengthened for others to also ascend that height in terms of growth. If I must say why I'm even to run again for the second time. First, I had this compelling desire to impact lives of people around me. And as a private person, I've tried in a little way to impact those who are around me within my sphere of influence And over the years, I've tried to see how people gradually grow, become better, more useful, not just to themselves but to society. The reason is my understanding about the growth of society is that it is not the vast majority, the mass mind that develops society. It's usually a function of the few determined, maladjusted people who shapes the rest of society. The vast majority rather follows when they see a clear leadership that inspires them. People are driven by inspiration. So right from my secondary school days, right from my university days, I've had this grace to be able to take people in the direction I feel that is best for them and myself. So that has gradually grown into a strong force. A lot of people felt or find inspiration being around me and the directions we have set for them, and it has helped them grow. So if people are inspired to grow just because they get mentorship from you and all that, it's only important that there's a passion already growing, and that requires that you build on it, improve upon it, and make sure society in general is improved. The reason is no society functions without actions, and because I'm an action-driven person, I felt that the only platform, apart from the mainstream politics to shape the lives of their people, is a platform that has the characteristics of a strong voice to compel society in a new direction we have set ourselves. This is why I am running for the office of president of IWAS. Remember, I once was the zonal vice chairman of the Joint Council Central Zone. I was elected also as zonal chairman, within which period we had a platform to be able to help people. We got a lot of people employed. We got a lot of people who never had the opportunity of being in the polytechnic, not to talk of university education. And today, the exposure we give to a lot of people have made people become better for themselves and society in general. So if you have such an impact in the lives of people, you probably may not even see that. But those who have benefited from those structures finds it so compelling that you continue to have an opportunity to expand your scope to accommodate more people. The reason is not everybody in society is concerned about others. I've had this natural, innate desire and ambition to lead people somehow by default.
All right, sir. Wow, I think this man is very eloquent, and if we give him the opportunity to talk, I'm sure we'll be able to answer other questions or further questions. But at this point, JP, wow. Well, JP is one of the pride of the John Nation based on his activities and antecedents. I know that for sure. Know that for sure. Sir, let's hear you talk. The John Nation, IYC. A lot of issues building up to today. We've had situations where in IYC we have factions, and today we we are seeing, although coming out from the ELECO, there are issues that we think we've had some persons in the studio that also talked about issues like that. And from what is happening, where are we going to, or where is IYC leading to with all of these whole challenges here and there? So,
All right.
yeah,
You see, any organization where they must get that.
that's all.
Even PDP self will get that. APC will get, even Labour self, where the people, so when they send a workers' party, where they face all the yamayama, even they self they get problem. So within the happen inside white is no dating. In fact, for those of us who be historian, eh, they even tell us say any organization will get katakata like that. By the time you come out of it, it is stronger. So I think that the point to be recognized in all of this is that
The IYC has become one of the most sonorous, the most resolved platform through which an ethnic nationality like the Jaw people has been able to put their issues bare for people to also understand their perception. And therefore, over the years, there's been a lot of dynamism, there's been a lot of change, there's been a lot of evolution, leading to a point where a non-governmental, non-state actor will have the liberty and, of course, the very strong presence to cause changes. And so, when you have such an organization, which in this case represents the Joint Council, which we all belong, then you need to understand that it has got to a point where, because of the level of influence it exerts on both society, on government, and non-state actors, there's a tendency for what I call an active outside influence that will major objective or target is to weaken this body. So most of the development so far has that coloration clearly written, clearly seen, and clearly defined. But I think what you need to take into consideration is that when we had this kind of situation some years ago under the Omaro Wilami, the debacle, we came out better. Everybody thought that the John Nation was going to
Yeah, I understand. Then
yes, but we came up with a unity convention. Some of us, both of us, were very active actors in that internal scenario that gave birth to the Oposa Accord that gave us a new IYC. In the same vein or in the same breath, we are passing through a phase. And let me digress a bit. One of the reasons why we have these kind of situations is when people who do not understand the creed, the ethos, that very strong persuasion over the years that made people from different walks of life to come together in a convergence and agree and then take a position. Okay? So that's the situation. So when you have that kind of situation, you get some of these characters elected by default or by any other not very ethical reason, you move into problems because they are not trained in the complete act of what governance is all about, what is the direction, the objective and goals of these organizations. And so they come with their own important ideas. There is a conflict. And when there's a conflict, one of the expressions is what we are facing today. But I think that the steps taken by elders, stakeholders, and founding fathers of council, as well as the interventions of the parliament and all the three zonal chairmen, as well as their co-chapter chairman, I think that the direction is very clear. I see a clear path. I see a very successful election. I also see whatever the divisions that may come or that is coming or that's expressing itself, I also see it decimating in a very short while, especially because if you look at the two configurations in both the LF on this side and on this side, you also look at the important characters and the people who have been DIYs from beginning, where the old president to secretary, the people who sign Kahama declaration, all of them did for this side. It tell you say this other side that there is your people dey. Because even for election, you know, see when we vote and you get 50 and I get 75. It no mean say they no vote for you now. They vote for you, but now me win abi, and now my own nine go prevail finally. So if you take that scenario come put for this side and make you know say you no go dey, and even inside your children self, you feel like 2, 3 feet in road every day say daddy this matter I go, you go ready so make you no fear.
Okay, I no go fear, no go fear because we know say you talk not your problem. But very seriously, how you see the role of the IYC president of the today Ijaw nation bringing or protecting the interests of Ijaw? You see the role. I'm going to talk to you, but let me just talk to him now. How you see the role of the president? We didn't suppose to no go leave the katakata. Let's go into serious business.
You know, say that yesterday when we did there, everybody they follow grammar, they send a manifesto. They tell us the big things when even if they go ever, they no go fit do. And the ones when me and you know say now 419, they talk everything. You see everybody when you read the presidential candidate, everybody come quiet.
Yeah.
Everybody begin listening. Even the elder could tell us say the three offices when their high day fixed gidigba. Now president, secretary, and the talker man.
Yes.
No. So what did I go tell you? You see that office of president, the way the John Nation don't carry this IYC go reach now, And for this kind of presidency, when Emilio can be president, in this country where they jaga 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 jaga, we never know where we dey go. In this country when killing now every day you wake up for morning, Boko Haram don't knock here, you face this kidnappers don't knock here, you follow the airport don't do their kidnap. The lessons to be learned and what need to be done at this point is that the IYC cannot fold its hands to allow a weak character to become president. And I'm using the word character to signify the importance placed on the office of the president. Remember, all other elected 10 members of council are going to run by the single vision and direction that will be propelled or placed before them by the president. What it means is that if we elect a man without character, as seen in several other crimes, both in recent and past times, you will be putting the entire future, the entire aspirations and expectations of the fourth largest nation, the Ijaw nation, into jeopardy. And that is why we speak to delegates that this is not a time to collect brown envelope and elect somebody who you elected just by the persuasion of the financial inducement you received. This is not a time to elect a president because in Papa and my Papa, then the cousin, or in Pikin and me will be friends, or they date in sister. No, it is far beyond this. We are in a very extremely critical times in this nation. What it means and what it implies is that this is a time that you must have what we call strong and purposeful leadership. And men who over the years have expressed decency and character, honor in their words, are the kind of people that the Ijaw nation must advocate. So, and that is why to conclude them so that you know will tell me to stop. Now I want to tell you say the president office it is very, very important. If we put bad one, me and you go cry. If we put good one, now every day you go just laugh, say, all right, this boy they do well, they do well. Now I make we come say make better people like him.
So all of these qualities, if you say Comrade Jonathan gets all those qualities.
This guy.
Package
this guy.
The entire body.
That complete package.
Okay now. Alright, before we talk to Comrade now, we'll just branch market now.
Get ready to be blown away by the spectacular Fashion Box Show. Design Africa proudly presents Fashion Box Show Runway Showcase. From stunning outfits and comedy that will leave you breathless. Featuring Godons, Ado Pikin, Mr. Paul, MC Casino, Kevin Sapp, MC White, Frank the Don. Music by Big to Rich, iTech, Flo Baker, Calvino. Date Sunday 6th of August 2023. Time 5 p.m. red carpet, 6 p.m. main event. Venue Orona Hall, Sweet Spirit Hotel, Okwanam Road, Asaba, Delta State. Tickets regular 5k, gold table 300k, diamond table 500k, platinum 1 million naira. Tickets available at Atoria, Fusion, First Empire, any supermarket, or visit www.designsafrica.com. Fashion Box Show is sure to leave you feeling motivated and excited. So mark your calendars and get ready to be amazed. Official sponsor, Atoria Restaurant and Lounge. Be there.
Are you a client in need of top-notch freelancers? WAFFI Network is your go-to platform. You need a web developer, graphic designer, content writer, or marketing expert. We've got you covered. Quality assurance. We meticulously screen our freelancers to ensure they meet our high standards of excellence. You'll find top-tier professionals who are passionate about delivering outstanding results. Our user-friendly interface makes it easy for you to communicate, share files, and track project progress, ensuring your vision is translated flawlessly into reality. Secure and reliable, our platform provides a safe environment for transaction, timely delivery. With WAFFI Network, you can trust that your project will be completed within the agreed upon time frame. Thousands of freelancers across various industries, you will have the freedom to find the perfect match for your project. Join WAFFI Network today as a client and unlock a world of possibilities. Visit www.waffinetwork.com to get started.
Welcome back to WAFFI TV. We're still here, Matters Horizon, and today we are talking with one of the leading candidates of the Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide elections that is coming up on the 18th and 19th. Yeah, Comrade Jonathan Lopobri is still here with us. Now, Comrade, as you are wishing, if being given the opportunity by the Ijaw people to be the leader, the number one leader, I mean youth leader in Ijaw land. What are those things you think that are missing or that is missing and you think you want to come and bridge the gap? What are those things? Can you just highlight them?
First, there's a leadership vacuum in the Joint Council. Mind you, everything in society rises and falls on leadership. Now, if I am elected as president of council, some of the things I will do differently is that through through concerted efforts with my team, through group unity, through a good team spirit, we shall undertake a few tasks. First, from the moment I'm elected president of council, I would go back as a policy direction to go back to our roots. Part of why I felt that is a mandatory task to undertake is that people are elected from clans into whatever space they operate. They come from a community. Most of the crimes, the issues that have raised serious burden on society emanate from communities, clans. And for those of us whose roots are from the clans, we shall make a deliberate policy with my team, with stakeholders who still are desirous of service to each nation, to accompany my leadership, to go around from all those states, all through the coastal belt to Akwa Ibom, where Ijaw people predominantly occupy. Part of the reason is that we must go back to our kingdoms to interface with the kings and stakeholders of these communities, especially the ones that have given us some concern of safety, economic issues, and political instability. When we do so, we would have a clear feedback mechanism from the communities, from the kings, in whose domains these issues happen. So it will always give us an informed perspective before policies are set for implementation. When we do so, we would be making best informed decisions in the course of our journey. One other thing if you permit me, I would, as a priority to do is that over the years, the Joint Council has become the strongest platform, not just in Nigeria, almost the whole of Africa. There's no youth movement that is as strong as the Joint Council. In terms of our organization, in terms of our modus operandi, and all of that. But up till this minute, the Joint Council does not even have a befitting secretariat of its own at the national level.
Please, sorry, just hold on a minute. I thought we have these, or you guys have these, a house in Yenegua, Bayelsa State, where the house is known as the Jaw House, where you have the INC also using there as an office, a wonderful edifice. And it's that not the office. Or you're supposed to have another office separately from that building?
That building called a Joy House as a job. That is essentially an INC secretariat.
Oh.
Now, the INC are parent bodies. Of course, by their experience, who sometimes serious inconvenience to them. Sometimes we invade their privacy when they should be having it. Mind you, there's also a government agency, the Ministry of Ijaw National Affairs is also domiciled in that same building.
Oh, okay.
So where there's a serving commissioner, you can see the inconvenience to even activities of government. Now, what is permanent in society is change. If you have grown, your parents can't continue to house you. who have over the years proven capacity where the Joint Council has produced all manner of persons. So, as a part of policy, part of my creed to pursue is to construct a befitting worldwide secretariat. We call ourselves Joint Council Worldwide when most of our activities are actually regional. So part of what we intend to pursue and achieve within a short period of our tenure into office is to erect a befitting auditorium which will represent our secretariat. Also, part of the design is already in process. Part of the design is that the administrative building where the office of president and the national officers and the zonal office, which is that for the central zone, would be domiciled in the administrative building. One other thing we intend to also put into that same environment is a secluded training center we shall build. Why are we building that? First, what has reduced the value of council over the time is that council does not have its independent way of economic drive. So most of the times, depending on the leader, people go capping and begging for help or harms, sometimes reduce even our value and potency. Of course, politicians, whoever gives you money will always want to dictate your tune. It's the nature of life. It's a law of life. So part of the training, why we're building this training center, is to build a quality training center. We're grateful to God that there's a development partner, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, just close to that same environment. We shall partner with them to use our training center as their training facility in Bayelsa.
Also, for the spokesman who never left us in doubt as to his ability to speak for the Ijaw nation when it does matters. Also, the secretary, Frank Puko, who from the beginning to this end had expressed a very calm and respectful disposition to leadership, as well as always standing on the right path of justice, has also done very well, in my opinion. However, you must agree with me that if in 10 years' time we decide to assess the administration of Goodluck Jonathan, our brother, or that we have to assess the administration of the immediate past president, Muhammad Buhari, we may, in most cases, not be likely to be assessing the individual achievements of the different ministries or agencies. We will be making an evaluation holistically what the government contents or portends to our people and the level of impact it generated. So I think these perceptions need to be made very clear before tomorrow. Now somebody no come tell me for road say you hate me well, all the good things why I do, you don't see anyone, we say we fail. No, I don't talk say all of us fail. I say when I fail together, but you try for yourself.
You try for your own. I think it's very important to you talking like that. To our brother comrade Jonathan, what do you go do to address the serious problems of employment of Ijaw youth if they give you this opportunity? You know, meanwhile, make I take us back a little. It regards this amnesty thing where a lot of people get opportunity to get trained. And I think after the training, you get the process when it's supposed to happen, you know, so that they go fully integrate them into the society. And maybe that one also fits in hard where companies, some of them will go work somewhere. Within they learn, they take them work and all of that. But still, after all this, we still see a chunk of the Ijaw youth when they even come back from the training, still not get what they do then. Some of them don't become nuisance to the society. How far? How you go do take package, repackage this whole matter so that the Ijaw youth, they don't just see Ijaw youth as people when only they create kasala. There and there. How you go take one? Well, Mr. Comrade, they say you not sabi speak kitchen, or say na only English.
It is a employment pattern problem for everywhere. But if leadership take up upon itself saying a responsibility to create hope so that people can feed themselves and their families. Employment in this country generally has to be a deliberate effort.
Deliberate effort.
The skills you learn, the certificates you have, the education you have are all not as important as those you know. Today, especially in Nigeria, if you must get your people employed, there has to be a deliberate effort to push them into employment. So it's not enough to train our people in amnesty programs and just leave them to struggle for themselves. Remember, most of these employment licenses are given to highly placed politicians, either ministers or senators and all that. And of course, no politician will hand it over to somebody who is trained with a skill also that is not directly connected to him.
Okay.
So this is what is happening, why the employment ratio is on the rise. But one thing I can tell you as a way of mitigating this unemployment gap is that if our environment is good for their investments and businesses to thrive, it will be a forced employment. Why we would look for competence amongst us, because nobody can convince me that our people are not competent.
Yeah.
A whole lot of our people have been trained with skills. But the idea of where people are flown in from Lagos to do things that we can do here, it won't happen.
Okay.
Yes, it's not going to be an already baked success story, but through well-guided pressure, companies operating in an environment will have no choice. Most of the capacity to employ our people is in private businesses, not government. So part of what we will do is to train our people, continue to engage our people to improve their own skills and talents, so that people whom we are forcing on you for employment truly can deliver when given assignments.
Okay.
So that we're not giving you a liability but assets.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Let's talk about environmental challenges. How you go take address the problem of environmental challenge in Nigeria, where we, what I will talk about generally just in 2 minutes.
This
From a major challenge.
this is a serious challenge, especially in our environment. If you go out of this building and look up to the sky, you probably will not find the blue sky. That is in itself portends a serious danger to our health. Now, the environment challenges in the Niger Delta is not only caused by fossil fuel or by operations of oil activities.
Yeah.
We have also become a part of the problem to our environmental challenges. Now, in a way, or in our quest to survive economically through these bunkering activities, we have caused so much damage to our ecosystem. Thank God, Santita Security Services is also doing
I was about asking you that.
it is doing a great job in stemming the tide of the rampant oil bunkering and local refining activities. Let me this as two perspectives.
Yeah.
I would like society, especially government, development partners, to see the economic aspect of this from the crime of the environment damage. Now, wherever people live, they must survive. We cannot be in an environment where oil is just like the river we can fetch, and then our people are never having the opportunity to participate because it's a highly enclosed business for certain exclusive people. So, remember during the days of Abacha and all of that, they always tell us the development of the Niger Delta is on the pipeline until our people knew how to break the pipe. Today, breaking that created economic downturn for the country in general. A few things I would do to help address some of the challenges is to partner closely with critical stakeholders in the rescue efforts of our environment, so that over the time our environment will gradually heal. But the governments and our people must have a point of convergence to address the issues of economy, so that our people can participate in a business that is coming out from our own environment. There's a gas revolution in this country that our people are totally left behind. By God's grace, under my leadership as president, the gas from my land will not flow to Morocco and to Algeria without our people participating. These are basic concerns that if you do not address them, the injustice in the economic aspect of our struggle will continue to fuel crisis that is avoidable. By God's grace, what I do think that we can do as a people is that if we truly care for our people, then we can do everything to secure their peace and comfort. That's what we're really willing to do.
All right, all right. I think at this juncture, we would like to give you 2 minutes to talk to, like what we do, to talk to your delegates. Let's give you 2 minutes to talk. Yes, that may you talk to the delegate. You know, as the job people, not everybody will go to.
Yes.
They don't hear you. But we'll give you 2 minutes. That's what we give anybody so your own. They're not going to say, well, if you get special interest on it, then we do one. And no matter what will you do. So, very loudly, they hear you loud.
My dear delegates, the John Nation is at the threshold of making another history. Whether we will succeed, whether we shall make progress together, is a function of the choices you will make. You as delegates are the architects of our future. Please eschew the desire for money and go for competence. Not just for competence, capacity. Not just capacity, but somebody who has a proven character and integrity to lead you. So tomorrow we are not experiencing the Peter Bifa kind of situation where leadership has reduced our council to these gutters we are facing. You have the choice. If you don't trust me, please don't vote for me. But I believe I have earned your trust over time in terms of my performance over the years. Stand with me, and the Job Nation will have its pride of place. That's my message to you. Thank you.
Yes, the JP of this world. Okay, now over to you. Add to what, would you want to add to what he has said?
And delegates, on a no, na go boy. He grew up to na he don't drink garri with una. He don't pay school fees for na. He don't come out some of una from even prison. When he be chairman, he don't show na say he like him people pass any other thing. The best choice I get for this election is to vote for Jonathan Lobobi as the next president, so that the IYC one will know when he cough, everybody will begin shake, go get her, and I do well.
All right, we have come to the end of this section of matters arising, and we've been here talking with Comrade Jonathan Lobobi, one of the leading candidates for the IYC worldwide election. Thank you very much for this. And also the JP himself, Owopele Esquire. Okay, now we are still here. Don't touch the dial.